Hello and welcome back to IllumiNation, the Disney Lorcana podcast. My name is Max.
And I'm Sam.
And we are back at you with episode 66 of the podcast. 66 episodes strong. Appreciate everybody who is coming back. Appreciate everybody who is just finding us for the first time. Hope everyone's doing well. We are on to the Attack of the Vine hype-isode. Already, we're on to the next set. This did have a short lifespan, though. The Wilds Unknown core meta was brief. I don't think too many people are sad to see some of these cards go. I think a good many people are excited to see what other cards will be playable now that we're losing some of the stalwarts of the previous format.
I'm sad to see some go.
Some yes, some no. Bye, Elspeth Spirit.
No. Well, I mean, yes, but that's one I'm sad to see go.
I figured. So let's jump into this episode talking about Attack of the Vine here. If you've never done one of these hype-isodes before, we kind of break it down for you into cards from previous sets that are most improved, cards we feel that might be a little under the radar right now, cards that we've tested so far and have at this point been missing the mark, and then we hit you with our top 8 cards of the set. So in lieu of an entire set review, we kind of want to focus on the things that have drawn our attention for the core constructed format. So let's start off with the most improved. So these specifically are not cards from Attack of the Vine. These are cards that were previously able to be played. However, these cards have gotten a significant boost by way of a card or cards coming out in Attack of the Vine. So these are cards that have gotten significantly better, or at least mostly better, more playable, more likely to be played than they were before this set came out, before rotation as well. So let's start off with the first one. We won't read these because these are existing cards, but the first is Pocahontas Peacekeeper. So this is the card that stops you from challenging when she's shifted. It is a legendary, right, from Winterspell?
Yep.
This card has gotten a lot better because we have an on-color shift target that will help, and we'll get to that card, of course, later in this episode. But yeah, this card's been a menace for you.
I just don't agree with it not having to quest.
So you would say if she quests.
So the reason I've had such an issue with this card is because people are playing her 2-drop and then immediately shifting the 3-drop on the same turn, and there's just nothing you can do.
Right.
It's aggravating that the turn, like, it doesn't even have to be dry. It can just immediately have that effect, and you can't do anything about it. You don't even have a chance to remove the 2-drop.
Right. 5 ink, just immediately slam down. Your board can't be challenged. And that kind of effect is much more powerful in this game than it is in something like Magic the Gathering. So there's a lot less of these kinds of effects, to the tune of we've never had an effect quite like this before.
The price of her has gone skyrocketing.
Yes, his card is expensive to get now. So let's move on from there to another princess here. We're talking about Rapunzel, Ready for Adventure. This is a card that I was really excited about and I thought had a lot of legs at different points before rotation, and I think now even more so. Especially exciting to me was the prospect of playing a Lilo or a Stitch on turn 1, playing this Rapunzel on turn 2, and then shifting into Lilo and Stitch, and being able to quest with both and use the ability to be able to generate a support shield for both characters. Or if you quested with the Lilo and Stitch, because it's just such a giant stats machine, you could throw a support shield on Rapunzel and protect her from other removal, which I think is pretty darn useful.
Yeah, and this is something in testing I haven't seen other people playing with, so might be a little secret illumination tech.
Oh, secret illumination tech. I love that. Keep an eye out for Rapunzel, Ready for Adventure. It's the biggest issue with her, I think, is that the Amber 2-drop slot is so heavily contested.
Yeah.
If you can fit it, great. I've been testing with it. Been mostly happy with it so far.
It can do really powerful things if you open up on the line that Max just said.
Yeah, pretty neat. Pretty neat little thing to try if you're looking for something different. Next up is a song. It is The Circle of Life. It's a song that was very expensive as well. The enchanted version of this now over $1,000.
Yeah,
pretty crazy. And now we're starting to see this card largely due to a lot of the Sing Together synergies that the Seeing Red cards have brought to the game. We're seeing a very big uptick in this style of deck. So you can pair it with oftentimes Emerald and be able to run the style of Prince Philip, Malicious, Mean, and Scary by using Circle of Life to bring back Prince Philip, or you can just bring back a value Stitch Carefree Surfer. So there's a lot of options with Circle of Life because these Seeing Red cards are so quick to come down and the Sing Together is so strong for these cards.
Yeah, and I think there's other reasons why you want those big, good characters in your discard for later, too, with the new Sully, which we'll get to later. And there's also the synergies with discarding and being able to play the card.
Yes.
So other discard cards like Angel from Winter Spell has also, I think, gotten a boost.
Yeah. The Horned King, another new card that wants to play in the discard pile a little bit. More than just Chernobog these days.
Yeah.
Things really want to get into the discard, which I like a lot. And then, of course, one of the other things that got a boost were some of the existing fringe, I'll call them tribal synergies, which is they all share a type and synergize with each other because they share a type. Toys and supers both coming out in Wilds Unknown, and I think both getting a little bit of a boost here in this set because we have we have less cards in the format, meaning that these cards that were already fitting together pretty strongly have gotten a boost because they don't have to overcome as diverse and as wide a series of decks in the metagame. I think that these tribal synergies will see an increase in potency coming into the new set. So those are some of the cards that existed and have gotten a boost. Now let's talk about new cards, because I know that's why you're here. You want to hear about our take on the new cards. That makes sense, right? So let's start with cards that might be flying under the radar a little bit. Cards that aren't super flashy, super attention-drawing, but some cards that are like, hey, this does some pretty heavy lifting, and you might be impressed or surprised by these cards in general. So let's start it off with one of the Red Panda cards, one of the cards we were talking about from Seeing Red, Maylin Lee, Losing Control. So this card looks a lot like Ariel Spectacular Singer, minus the singer, but you get the benefit if you can also find Red Panda character cards. So you get to look at the top 4 cards, pick a song, pick a Red Panda character, and reveal it, put it into your hand. So it's really not hard when you pair something like, call it like 14 to 16 songs, and then if you can have a decent little Red Panda package, maybe 1 or 2 other characters outside of this Maylin Lee, got a pretty significant percentage chance of hitting a card off of playing this one.
Yeah, I think the way I've seen it mostly so far is just with songs and herself, because I'm seeing her more in like the Amber Steel style decks than in the Amber Ruby, but I think she could be playable in either.
I think the Amber Ruby's such a new archetype. Like the idea of Amber Ruby songs is so brand new that it's going to take some time to get situated smoothly.
We do have Power Line, though. Could be a deck there.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-drop Power Line. You have 1-drop Maylin Lee for other Sing Together synergies. You have Max Goof on 3, Shifting Power Line. There's a lot of cool opportunity for cards to be really impressive and for this archetype to do something, but it's brand new, so we'll have to wait and see. After Maylin Lee Losing Control, we have a card you've been really high on lately. This is Woody, Helping a Friend.
Yeah.
Tell us about Woody.
He's a 2/4, quest for 2 for 4 uninkable. And when you play this character, choose one of the following. If you have another toy and character in play, you can choose both instead. So you may return a character card with 2 cost or less from your discard to your hand, and then you can play a character with cost 2 or less for free.
Right, and if you have that going on, you can do both, where you get back the toy and play it potentially if you have no cards in hand.
Yeah, I haven't had this card not get both effects yet in my toy deck.
Makes sense. I think that's really obviously where it's going to shine. We only got 1 Woody and 1 Buzz, right, in this set for the shift combo.
2 Woody.
We have 2 Woodies? Oh, yeah, we have the 3-drop Woody, yeah.
Yeah, I think just 1.
But not a lot of targets, not a lot of things being added with the toy subtype for this set. But I think we had so much of it in Wilds Unknown that largely went unexplored and untuned that I still think there's a lot of opportunity here, and there's so many toys that generate card advantage that this almost feels like the go-wide control deck of the format. So it feels similar to how Dogs was earlier on, where it wasn't quite as explosive, but it was able to put together these board states where it was able to just get the puzzle pieces together, find what it needed consistently, and be able to under the sea the board very easily. This has a lot of that hallmark in the toys build, I think.
Yeah, and the fact that this card quests for 2 has also just made it so much better, because a lot of the toys in Amber and Emerald only quest for 1. So
right.
It's definitely helped to speed it up a little bit. I'm actually, like, in my builds, I've been testing 2 of these, and I'm actually considering going up to 4 just because it's so powerful.
That's powerful. It's a lot of uninkable slots. Moving on, we have Rapunzel Tower Defender. This one is the 4-cost 3/3/1 that when she comes in, do you discard a card?
Yep, you may choose and discard a card, and if you do, return chosen character to that player's hand.
There you go. So a little Mother Knows Best action stapled onto a 3/3/1 body. Pretty nice for the tempo style decks.
And inkable.
And it can do your characters that have to be opposing.
It can be yours.
Pretty neat. I think this card does a lot. I think it's kind of like filling a role of something like Cloud Kicker back in the day. I think this one does a pretty serviceable job of being able to tempo right after that, because you can certainly keep some things off the board if you're able to sing a Mother Knows Best with your 3-drop, play this Rapunzel bounce, and you can do a lot of heavy lifting. It might even see its way into some things like a more controlling style deck, playing the Buzz and Woody, doing an impression of Clarabelle with this card, going down a card, making your opponent go up a card in their hand. There can be some powerful things you can generate.
If we do a green-purple deck, we have that new card. I think it's a 2/4 that bounces a character if you have an evasive character in play.
Yeah, it's Vixie, I believe.
Yeah, so you can combine them and do a lot of bouncing action.
Right, you're just essentially just mass tempo. Just keep putting the card you play for the turn back into your hand. The downside to the tempo strategy being if they go wide, but you might be able to punish them with something like Under the Sea. So a lot of cool possibilities there. And finally, under the radars, when we talked a little bit about previously, it is the combo shift of Lilo and Stitch. So this one has all kinds of keywords on it. It's got shift, it's got support and resist. And the resist is +2. It's +1? Okay, good. And the stats are 3/5/3. And it shifts for 3, you can play it for 5. And it's inkable. So kind of hitting all the boxes of Amber and Steel lets you sing songs ahead of time like you want to. Giving support to the smaller characters in the archetype can really be helpful. Something like Ursula Vanessa getting a big support boost turns her into a 4/4, which is significant, especially on curve. And then you get to do things like having the resist, singing the songs. It just is like this insanely good role player. It's a fast clock. It just does so much, and shifting it on time on that turn 3, this thing is just, you're just staring down the barrel of this stats monster. And it's like, how do I get this thing off the board?
Yeah, and the Stitch shift target that we got this set, I think, is very good with being a 1.
Very sticky, yeah, I like it a lot. So I think that those are some cards that might be under the radar that are worth your time in testing to try. On the other side of that coin, we have some cards that so far for us in testing have kind of missed the mark. Not a ton of cards in this section yet, but we haven't done a ton of testing yet either. Did a lot of talking with the team, so shout out to anybody on the team who gave us some suggestions and some thoughts based on their play testing. Is super helpful for these episodes, without a doubt. So let's start it off with a combo shift card, oddly enough. We have Maleficent and Diablo. I know this one saw a lot of hype and has a gorgeous looking enchanted. So this one can shift for 0, but you have to put 5 characters on the bottom of your deck from your discard pile?
Yep.
So that's really tough. Otherwise, it shifts on 5, and it's a 6/5/2 for 7 inkable. It's very good. It has a very strong ability during your turn whenever this character quests, right? Like unconditionally exerts?
Exerts.
Okay, so for any reason, challenging, questing, singing, you get to just draw a card. Fantastic.
I played with this decent amount. I wouldn't say a lot, but a good amount of games, and it's just slow. It's very rarely getting that shift for free unless it's like super late game, and it's just, I don't think it's a bad card. It's just I was pretty hyped for it, and I think it just missed the mark a little bit.
It's not evasive. Its stats make it somewhat answerable in the format. It's a little bit on the slow side. Its targets for being shifted on, you generally want to play early, which kind of fight against the concept of this being a late game threat. So it's really a tough card to stick on the board, even when you're just shifting it for 5.
Yeah, and the 6 strength right now, I mean, I think we'll talk about this a little bit later too, but it's just brutal with all of our new Amber cards that are just blowing them up.
Yep. It's big. Moving on from there, we have something you can shift that card onto. It's Morph. It's Morph. He's back in an Amethyst. Same old Morph. Stats are reversed in terms of strength and willpower. It's good old Morph. Just a little awkward so far has Morph been.
Yeah, I tried him in Ruby Amethyst, and just awkward. I haven't tried him much other than that. So we'll see. Maybe he'll become better, but right now it's just kind of like, I was excited, and it's like, meh.
What you can do for 2 ink right now in this new format is a little scary, and this Morph is not so much bringing the heat.
No, it can just, again, it's like there's a lot that are dealing 2, so you just get shot.
Right. And similarly to Morph, a new mechanic here, temporary shift, which could go on to a morph. But this has also been a little awkward because we've been talking about how important it is to be adding to the board and how impressive something like the Rapunzel Tower Defender can be because it's slowing your opponent's tempo down, and adding rectangles to the board while you're keeping the opponent down on the amount of rectangles they can play is very impactful, at least early in testing. And having a temporary shift card go back to your hand is actually a pretty big cost, even though you get a lot of benefit, like kind of free damage counters that just disappear at the end of the turn.
Yeah, I think the best shift target for this is actually the purple one that gains evasive when it gets shift on. That way it, protects it.
Right.
I was playing around very little bit with this, and I shifted on, I think it was just the Amber Malin Lee, and it just died. And
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough one to make work, and I think because of the hits to the tempo and how even the littlest bit of clunk can hold something like this back, at least initially until the metagame starts to shape, then you might be able to go, okay, now this is an attractive stat line or spot to kind of sneak in a temporary shift.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it'll get there because I think it's very cool.
It is a really cool. So let's pop into it, the top 8 for the set. We're not going to go through all of these up and down. These are very popular cards in a lot of cases. I think a lot of people are excited to play with these cards, and these are ones that are exciting, big, bombastic, but also so far in our testing have lived up to the hype in a lot of cases. So let's start it off with Combo Shift. We have Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. Not so much flying under the radar. They are flying high, giving everything evasive. So that's been very strong for the Ruby and Amethyst strategy.
Yeah, I feel like it's either very strong or you're very punished, because if they can remove it and you've quested with your whole board, it's possible that they can just remove your whole board. But I do think that this card is very powerful against certain decks.
Definitely. It's stranded me when I've been testing with Ruby and Amber. Being able to just stare at my opponent is just so shift this in, I have 2 extra ink and I have a Dumbo, and now everything that I exert and pay 1 for draws me a card is rough. Definitely a strong card.
It's very answerable. It's negative. It's thunderboltable, and it's Greatest Criminal Mind or Gastonable.
Yeah, it gets answered by literally almost every answer in the format, which I think makes it a very fair card because its ability is unbelievable.
Yeah, if it goes unanswered for too long, it's just, you can't win the game.
Right. But the fact it's so susceptible to everything from Horseman Strikes to Thunderbolt to a not too hard to pull off Strength of a Raging Fire makes it a little bit. Combo Shift. We're talking about a different one this time. Who are we talking about?
Sully and Boo.
Sully and Boo. This is up my alley. These are colors I like. These are Mufasa colors right here. So this card has created some pretty significant value engines, especially because there is a shift target with a 5-drop Sully that's very good, and it plays very favorably with this particular card. So it can create these insane value loops. The stat line's decent. It quests pretty well. It can be a pretty major annoyance in the fact that you get instant value back from them dealing with the card. If they trade 1 for 1, it makes the Criminal Minds and the Thunderbolts and things a little bit more digestible. We can't Thunderbolt it by itself either. So 1 clean answer, it's still that's okay. I had a shift target underneath, so I get it back.
And for the most part, I've seen people using it to remove something on their opponent's board because they know it's going to just get immediate value back.
Right.
I have not seen this card be shifted on a Sully and a Boo yet, though.
Same. I have not seen that happen yet.
Just a Sully.
Just a Sully. Coming up on the Combo Shift world is one we've talked about already. This is Woody and Buzz Lightyear. This one is Clarabelle when it comes in, and it lets you play cards when it quests. It kind of just does everything. 4/4/3 for 7 inkable, shifts for 5?
Shifts for 5, quests for 3.
Yeah. Just kind of does everything you want to do. That on-play Clarabelle can be extremely good when you're falling behind. Gives the toys a reason to keep a Woody or a Buzz back and just hoping that if I top deck this, I can turn the game around pretty quickly. So it's proven to be very strong. It's a quick singer in a lot of cases, especially when you're using Ham and Willow to discount your ink payment, so you can get that down faster. And having that 7 number we all know from Tramp is significant when you're talking about singing something.
Yeah. And something else that's cool about it that I didn't notice until the other day was whenever the character quests, you may play a card with cost 2 or less for free. So it does not have to be a character.
Very strong. Moving into the world of Amber. I think the rest of the cards in the top 8 are Amber exclusively, and 2 of those combo shift cards were Amber.
Yeah.
So if you're an Amber gamer, you're feasting.
I'm glad I've kind of come around to Amber a little bit because I'd be sad if not.
Yeah, this is an absolute feast for the Amber players here. We have Mike Wazowski, who is a heroic climber. This card looked weird when I first saw it. It's double the cost of a Daisy Duck. It doesn't have that one singular strength that Daisy has. Still quest for 1, cost twice as much.
Daisy quested for 2.
Daisy quested for 2, that's true. But in this case, instead of questing for an additional lore pip, you get a card back. You get to trigger Daisy Duck as well. So both players get a Daisy Duck. So it's just the Oprah version of Daisy Duck.
Finding a friend.
When you play it, finding a friend is the name of the ability.
Find a friend, yeah.
Find a friend. When you play the card and when it quests, you do this, which is really strong. It immediately can replace itself in a character-centric build and continue to quest. Like this card, like playing it in Emerald and Amber, left unanswered for 2 turns, it's really hard for me to lose a game if this card can quest. If this card quests 2 times and I played it and I got immediate return on everything, and the build I'm playing has like 4 non-character cards in it, this thing just generates so much card advantage on its own. I don't really care what my opponents. They can have every character in your deck. I don't care because you're not going to be able to play them all because I'm playing just so much faster than you are. It's a very back-breaking card.
This card also pairs very well with Dale from last set.
Yes, it does. Speaking of more Amber, we have Gaston, who you alluded to previously. This one is the Superior Archer. This Gaston's strong. This Gaston is everything we wanted out of the Minnie Mouse Musketeer from back in the day, the way we actually wanted it to go.
Yeah,
Inkable.
This card is really cool.
Cost
Being
5.
inkable.
3/4 stat line makes it fine. That's serviceable. Quest for just 1, but when it comes in, you get to World's Greatest Criminal Mind something. What is that? Big character? Ding. Kind of reverse Horseman in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it punishes the most popular cards that people are playing. Demona, that Shift Tink, and Peter Pan. Like, it just punishes a lot.
Yeah. It's not hard to do in a color that is also built in with support. Play a support character on 4, like the Augustin Madrigal. I'm going to quest, support your character. Here's a Gaston. Later.
Yeah, this card has been making me not boost my Scrooge McDucks above a 4. It's been making me not play Lumieres because I'm just afraid everything's going to get shot down.
Yeah, it's very strong. I think it's going to be a very meta-relevant card. And an uncommon, like, my goodness, what a card.
And then I do think the next card is what makes it even more powerful.
Oh, sure, because, what's better than one Gaston? Getting back your Gaston after they deal with it with this Sully, the new boss. So this Sully's a 4/4 bodyguard, quest for 1, and it costs 5 and is uninkable this time. But when you play the character, no matter if you bodyguard him or not, you just play him, bring something back. So this is like first chapter Hades, basically. But it's on a 4/4/1 bodyguard for 5. Amazing. And when you factor in the Sully and Boo combo and you can keep using the shift Sully to get back the small Sully and vice versa and things, you create these insane value loops. It's crazy.
Sully, get back Sully.
Yeah.
You just have a bunch of 4/4 bodyguards on the board.
Yeah. The plan for Amber Ruby has largely become control the board in the early part of the game, wipe the board, value out the opponent with the Sully. Moving towards the end here, we have the card we alluded to at the very top of the podcast. We're talking about Pocahontas, Guiding the Tribe. This is a 2/3/1 for 2 inkable. When she comes in, you get to play a character that costs 1 for free. Has to be from your hand, though.
Yeah, so it's like the lady, but it's 1 less that you can pay, and it's 1 cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, Lady Family Dog. It also plays a very similar role in the decks to Grandmother Willow. And I think the kind of the unsung hero of this card, or the unsung strength on this card, is its willpower. That 3 willpower
definitely.
is ridiculous. We have so many goons right now because of shifting things that this Pocahontas, if you play a 1-drop, play this Pocahontas, and then they want to come after your 1-drop, like if it's an Aurora, for example, and you want to try to go crazy value and just go wide fast, and they attack you with their 2/2, you have this Pocahontas that can just eat their 2/2 and then let you quest with whatever else you put into play. It's really crazy how strong this card is. Like, I am blown away. And the fact you can shift Pocahontas Peacekeeper on 3 the very next turn. So if you went Aurora Pocahontas, play a 1-drop, and then still could play another 1-drop because of the discount you got from the Aurora.
I think you can even do Aurora Willow, quest with your Aurora, play the Pocahontas
play
1-drop.
1-drop, right. And then the very next turn you can go, and I'm going to shift in this Pocahontas, and I'm going to quest with everybody, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I get a 2-cost I got a 2-cost discount again, potentially, off of the Aurora and the Willow combo.
Yeah.
Scary. And now with all that other ink, I'll play something else really good. It's dangerous stuff coming out of Amber and Emerald. And to tie the room together. One of the strongest cards in the set, in my opinion, though it kind of flies under the radar, is Besties Assemble. This is a 1-cost action that's basically Be Our Guest. It's not a song, so you can't Ursula it out. It costs 1, so it gives you something to do for very little ink. Early game, you can find something to keep you on curve, and in the very late game, it kind of does this impression of finding you an answer in the late game. Like this in a Amber Sapphire build on turn like 12, been like, okay, cool, I found a Hades. Thank God. It's almost a vision. Like you're looking almost that deep. You're one card short. It's definitely limits you because you can't take whatever you want to. But the fact that so many strong cards are built onto characters right now, we just talked about that Gaston, talking about Hades, talking about things like Stitch, Carefree Surfer, the Prince Philip combo. There's so many powerful effects stapled onto a character that using this card for just 1 extra to find it from the top 4 cards of your deck, whoa. Can't be understated how strong a card like this really is. So we're coming up on rotation. I'm really excited. This feels like a legitimate brand new format. It doesn't feel like Fable where we had so many reprints that it kind of felt like, okay, I think I know what I can do. We have so many strong cards from sets 5 through 8, and now we have some old friends coming back. I know kind of what the framework of this set looks like. This is wide open now.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a lot of new things, and I feel like a lot is playable.
I agree completely. It's really exciting. It's going to be fun to find some really significant answers and things. It's going to be fun to find some really proactive threats that'll help you
keep questing.